Back to talk entertainment. So you know
Yes.
how they say Nigerians, we find something funny in every situation. The new Naira notes are fading. We have comedy skits about
Exactly.
it. Town hall and Balabolo and blah blah. We find something funny about it. If someone is suffering, we laugh at ourselves when it comes to poverty and hunger. And we have some people to thank, people who have made an effort to create an industry out of it. And they're now millionaires and billionaires and very rich men, such as our
Yes.
guest in the studio, Chuks the General.
Hello.
Chuks, stop hiding your face, Chuks.
No, I
You do
think
comedy and you've now become... Chuks is one of the best
He is.
MCs in Abuja.
Let's say his full name,
for.
Chuks the General. is what
Chuks
he
the
goes
General.
by.
And
Yes.
generals are rich.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I love the introduction part where you spoke about entertainment and people being appreciated. But where I had issues or when you now said some people have turned billionaires out of it.
Yes.
I was not looking for your guest.
You're looking for the
I
billionaires.
was looking for your guest to this
My
studio.
director said you will pay. That this hype that we're hyping you,
Yeah, the
that
hype
you
ginger
pay.
me.
In case Anuche just says, let's send him like another 5 billion to increase his billions.
Simple.
Yeah, I can punch in 10 billion.
Chuks has had a show for the last 5 years, every year consistently, except when COVID and the pandemic or the panoramic or whatever we call it happened. But it's called Christmas in the City. So consistent that once it's December, I just start getting messages from Chuks. They're my guy. It's 25th, so we're doing this.
Where are your tickets?
Chuks,
Get your
talk to us
tickets.
about this.
Okay, so basically, I have two projects in terms of, I said this before last time, one of the time we spoke, and I'm like, you asked me what leads to people doing their comedy shows. And I said that as you do your comedy and do your MC and entertain people, you get to a time where you put a content together. And I'm like, okay, this content, it can take me about 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour, I can share with people. And you have enough followers that will come and watch it. That's what leads to a show. A show is not that I will just climb and be calling people, next to perform is AY. No, it's like, no, that's not how a show's supposed to be. You build a content worth a particular number of time, and you feel like it's worth selling. But if you think you cannot sell that content alone, you can now involve like all this AY to just help you market, sell the ticket and get a crowd. But you, the owner, should have a content. So I have two projects I do. One is Generally Speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, that show happens
Generally
every March.
Speaking, yeah.
That show started in 2016. That was my first time I ever did a show.
Wow.
I came up with some concepts and I felt like, okay, I'm talking about issues generally. And that was Generally Speaking. So I did that. I do that every year until just the COVID year. And I started after the COVID year. But I started realizing that I grew up in the village. And there's a difference between the Christmas that happens in the village and the Christmas that happens in the city. So I came up with content about it. And that's what led to me having Christmas in the City as a tag for a comedy show. So it's a content that if you have not experienced it before, you should. There's a big difference between the Christmas that happen in the village and the ones that happen in the city. And I built a whole lot thing around it. So this started in 2018. So I've been doing this particular project since 2018.
Chuks, why are you running away from your village? Because the way you keep reminding us about the village, it's
Maybe he's
like, I
tired
remember
of
what
the
I went
village.
through in the
He's
village.
tired of
Yes.
And
Christmas
so
in the
now,
village.
Looking at some of us that went through a lot in the village.
Yes.
We should, yeah.
you're not going back to your Egypt.
No, it's like we're in the promised land. And you want to tell me that people don't really go and do Christmas in the village. I think it's a good idea. I love it. But the things that happen in the city is a whole lot. We have the Christmas lights here.
Yeah,
you don't
like
have it in the
the
village. You have a lot of things.
Because flight tickets are expensive now and the roads are not safe.
Yeah, I feel like my show will already be sold out because flight tickets are
still
very
This is
expensive.
the best time to have Christmas in the city.
Yes,
To
that's
be
it.
honest,
That's the best time. That's the Bauchi dimension of the conversation.
So tell us more about your show that's coming up, Chuks.
Okay,
I know
so-
you're having other, comedians like yourself. Has it always been that way, or this is something that you just started off maybe a few years back?
Fantastic. This question just came from your mind. Then your mind is my mind. We have a mind together.
Okay.
Because I wasn't doing it like this before. Before now, it's a project that I appeal. See me alone on all the billboards.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Or there's no name, there's no body. It's just about me. So I've sold that particular package over the years. But this year I added a twist to it for two reasons. Number one is that I felt like I want to give people more value. So you're still going to have me that you had before. Yeah. You're still going to have me for that 1 hour that I do before. But this time around, and I added the Do Azobia, I added the Josh Too Funny, I added the Mr. Paul, I added the
Something
Kelvin
like
Saab.
Ghana to go.
Ghana must go. I added the Ebenezer, Mazi Prosper. So what I did was I picked out the best hands in Abuja. These guys have their own sold out shows with their own packages and contents on their own. All them Ghana Must Go, Koboko Master, all them Mazi Prosper, Ebenezer, mentioned all of them, all of them. They have contents on their own. So I put them together. They're coming on this to come and spend 10, 15 minutes each of them on stage. Out of their 1 hour they do in their own show. And I have all them from outside, all them Just Too Funny, all them they do coming in today. The flight is 10:45, coming in today. I'm going to airport from here. I have all them Mr. Paul. That guy knows how to talk rubbish. I'm sure, the Mr. Paul's content is the familiar content. I have the Mr. Paul, I have the Kevin Sapp. So I made it, a commission of what you know before, which is the Me for Christmas show. The guys in Abuja that do well in their own shows, were the guys coming outside. So I call this show a full meal. I don't, what you people call balanced diet. I don't. My wife tried to force me to eat it. When I got married, when you want to eat,
we can see.
Yeah, she'll bring the soup first. I said, this starter. I'm not going to bring the starter. So taking that dimension, I met when I got married. That you have starter, you have main course, you have.
Make no they rush.
Yeah. Then she doesn't say there's dessert. She not be bringing biscuit. I'm like, see my sister. When the man is hungry, this English you are speaking.
Oh my goodness.
So I took a cue from that, and I can tell you that this show has starter, it has main course, it has dessert, and ladies and gentlemen, it has icing on the cake.
Does it have small chops?
Yes, I was about to say that.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, so I can just put that in 1 minute. When the show starts, I have a set of young guys that are the best of starters you can ever think of in the world. You may not know their name when they call them. You may not clap when they call them on stage, but when they are going to clap. When they are done with their performance, you will clap. I have those guys as starters.
That's really
now I'm going to come to run my segment. So my segment has a lot in it. So my segment is the one that have all them Just Too Funny, my own performance, all them Mr. Paul. That is what you can call main course. Every name you're seeing on the flyer, I'm going to run them in 2 hours as a main course. Then I have surprise musical acts coming.
Okay.
That is desserts.
Yes.
That is that. But one more thing, then I have icing on the cake. I came up with something called Abuja Comedy Challenge.
Okay.
I've been doing that project. So I had the first audition. 57 people applied, and I took 5 people.
Chuks has to pay us for this.
After
segment.
57, you took 5.
You have just.
Honestly.
No, I'm telling you why.
You're doing well.
It's
You're doing well.
Then I had the second audition. I had about 30 applicants. I took 5. So 10 people. So imagine a competition that had about 87 people and I chose just 10. The 10 of them are going to come on stage to battle for gift worth 3 million naira.
Whoa.
I'm going to be giving that life on stage. Now that's my way of giving back to the next generation. That is the icing on the cake.
Chuks, before we wrap this up, and this is quite important, we have seen how social media and technology has led to the creation of people's careers and has amplified some others. People like you started hard on from comedy shows, being on stage, while we now have people who just started with their skits and content creators. You said the Just Too Funny, who I think is brilliant, Nedu, who I think is funny. Do you, people from your space, do you feel threatened by what social media has brought with the new type of comedians and skit makers compared to what you do? Does that offer any challenge or threat to your work?
So that is a very that's a very wonderful question. I will expect to be asked anytime because I'm not in that space, that social media space. Yeah. But sincerely, like you said, see, when I see truth, I used to say it. Those guys came with bulldozer, and they are like everywhere. If I stand here and Ibrahim Shaggy stand here, you will not greet me, no matter how much you like me. You focus on him. But I've been on this struggle before he came up with his all those systems. Yeah. So social media, as against creating a challenge or a fear, it created a motivation. So what we that wasn't in that space before, we have to go and meet them there. So some of these guys are real, acts. They are social media acts. That's what they do. Some of them are not good on stage. They cannot run your MC begin to the end. But we can do that. So what we are not doing is that we that can do the MC and do the comedy and put up our shows, we are now going in there. After my show, you'll be seeing me put social media content. I do my weddings. I create content that will fly on social media. I do games so that it will fly on social media. The reason why I do games in weddings is not because I don't have jokes to crack. I want to create a content from that wedding. I can trade on Better Nigeria. I can trade on those big platforms, and I'll still be in that social media space. Then when we are doing shows, we now join energy. You see, I have a major 4 lineup on my flyer. 2 are social media guys, Nedu and Just Too Funny. 2 are normal guys like me, Kevin Sapp and Mr. Paul. Then the rest guys are also normal guys. So we now have a synergy. We that are off the social media. So you want to do show, you have to intentionally put them there. You know, my match show, I'm already working on Brashagi and Mr. Macaroni. You have to merge them because those guys are the ones talking with the people. I need to do all these things to gather 2,000 people in Hilton. They will just post and they will see 1 million comments.
So tell us,
You know,
date,
so-
time, and venue.
Tomorrow, Christmas Day. All this thing I'm saying, all this story I've been
Christmas in
talking
the
since.
city.
It's Christmas Day. I didn't
Sell
even
your
say
market.
it.
Sell your
Christmas
market.
It's
in the
Christmas Day. I didn't even say it. Oh, God. Don't stay at home. Oh. It's Christmas Day. Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton is the venue. Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton is the venue.
Where
So-
all the lights are.
yeah, everybody's
Yes.
going to be there.
Yes.
The general.
Hilton is the best place to be.
All the best with your
Yeah,
show
thank you
tomorrow.
very-
We
we have
will be on the
tickets.
show. You have tickets.
Yeah.
Chuks has tickets for us, and we would also be giving away 2 tickets on our social media
Yes,
page.
yes.
So
Wow,
follow
that
Chuks
is
the
so
General on
great.
social media and send us a DM. We will give 2 of our viewers tickets for this show.
Good luck.
So hang on to get that free ticket in case you cannot buy, so you can come and enjoy. Hang on with the weekend show to get that free ticket. But for those who want to buy 7,000, 20,000, come around the venue. We'll get tickets for you.
And make sure you start on time.
Very
I'm sure you
important.
have noticed that with me. Maybe
You
I'll-
do, you do. Yes, you do.
And for just a quick one, I know my time
Yeah.
is up. This is a family show.
Yes.
So no vulgar joke, no wrong comment. We're expecting kids to be around. I have family games I'm doing within my segment.
Yeah.
So the content I put together for 1 hour, there are family game shows, there are couple interactions. So there are no vulgar words, there are no, and kids can't stay more than 10 o'clock. So it's,
Yeah.
it's red carpet 6 o'clock, show starts by 7. If you want to think because you bought table, you want to stroll in by 10:30, I'm sure Andy will perform for you. But for me to you, I would have, the kids would have gone, would have been doing the music and after party.
Thank you so much, Chuks
Well
the
done,
General. That's
Chuks
the
the
much we can take
General.
on the
Well
entertainment
done.
segment of the weekend show. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more